decked it out, showed us all had all he needed. Could park it anywhere, free as a bird. But when he flew, he found out fast that the great outdoors is a barbed wire fence. I'm not staying here when the shit goes south, and the shit seems to be already here. I've a backpack with all my needs. Trouble is, when I dream, all I find is that the great outdoors is a barbed wire fence. I'm sure my grandfather left freedom here, unless my eyes were open when I was born. But this world has left me blind. Is that right, Mother? Am I in the backwood forests of your eyes? Hide, you said, hide with me, or how else will we ever live free? There's an exodus heading out of town. Their faces are up, but their eyes are down. There's a sun that seems to be shining upside down, and around and around, upside down, and around and around. Upside down and around and around, until we reach the outskirts of town, where we find time and time again that the great outdoors is a barbed wire fence.
And we have a new interview. And what is your name, my darling?
My name is Hayley.
Hayley. Now, you're born and bred here?
Yeah, born and bred here, grew up on a farm just out of town.
What were you farming?
Cattle, sheep, bit of wheat. My mum inherited that from her parents. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How big was the farm?
About 13,000 hectares.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how 30? So that sounds
big.
pretty big.
Pretty big.
Yeah. And what was it like growing on a property that big?
Really good. Like just the freedom, open air, nature. Yeah.
So and just that thing was robust. Like, were you learning to drive or ride motorbikes really early
I could
to get
do
around
that
the
by
property?
about 7 or 8. Yeah. My brother and I had our own little scrub basher.
And so, what would a day in your day growing up in that environment, without all the helicopter parents around you, what would you be doing? Is like for fun in those days, or for work?
For fun in those days.
As a 10-year-old, say.
Oh yeah, as a 10-year-old, my brother and I, we had our own little paddock basher, so we were out just building cubby houses, chasing sheep, normal country kid stuff.
And how'd you handle the heat?
I don't remember the heat when I was a kid. Now that I'm an adult, it's a bit different, but the heat was fine when you were a kid. It didn't bother you.
Because it's mild today, but it can get up to 50 around this time.
We've
can't
had 53 degrees, I can remember. You literally see the heat waves in the air. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So here you are. You've been through that. You said you got a couple of kids, so you've had a few relationships and stuff like that. This is happening naturally across Australia. Can I ask, why do you think so many relationships aren't working anymore?
A lot of different reasons. I think women have become more independent and socially, we've been separated, I think, and that's why there's no longer the family values of like back in the 1980s. We don't have that traditional family. And I think men and women are competing a bit, which we see all the time on the news and social media. We just don't have the same values as we used to have.
And do you think we're better or worse for it?
I think we're worse for it because it's kind of like we're competing against each other now, but the real ones that we should be pissed off with are the government.
So they're dividing us in a way.
They are dividing us, and that's how you conquer people.
Yeah.
Divide, separate and divide.
And nothing in our era has divided people more than COVID.
That's true, yeah.
So what was it like in this town, which everyone around Australia would think that this town, say this and Burke, would be like the toughest towns in Australia. But what was it like when COVID came?
It was like overnight you could see the separation. Once they bring in that rule of you had to be vaccinated to go to the pub or dance or whatever, then the ones that didn't want to get vaccinated, like myself, got really shit on. It's like we were killing grandmothers, we were going to make our own family sick. It was really depressing because overnight it just flipped, and in a small country town that was a bit scary.
So how many grandmothers did you end up killing?
Oh, maybe 99. No, 0 grandmothers died on my watch.
You don't have a little grandmother sticker on your butt with crosses how you took out?
No tally of them.
So at any point did people start relaxing in the town and going, oh, this is stupid, we've gone the wrong way, and come to you and say, sorry, we were scared and we lost it, we're actually can see that you were correct?
No, not really. They've just accepted that what they did was fine. And even now when some of them say, oh, I shouldn't have got it, but I was forced to, they're like, oh, well, it's just accepted. Yeah.
So here you are, now you're working in town. Now, when it came and you were going to lose your job, I take it you had $1 million in the bank to rely on so you could go live on your yacht in Bermuda or something?
Yeah, of course. No, I didn't have much savings in the bank at all. Had a lot of holidays that were backed up.
Did you have a mortgage or anything else to pay?
No, I didn't have a mortgage. I had a bit of personal loan at that time, and my son goes to a private school, so I did have school fees to pay. So I was a little bit lucky in the way that I only had to take 2 months off and use my holiday pay, but I shouldn't have had to use my holiday pay.
So your holiday pay should have been for you to have a lovely holiday.
Yeah, not because I was forced not to work.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be medically raped.
Yeah. So you should be reimbursed with that, really, in a rational, fair country.
Yeah, in a rational, fair country I should, but that's not Australia.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. And what are you seeing as the town changes? Has the town gone back to normal, or is it forever changed at the moment since COVID?
I don't think it's gone back to normal at all. The whole atmosphere of the town's changed. And like I said, the separation for me was the real thing of who wanted you to comply and who didn't. So I think the town has changed in general.
And now we have digital ID. We've just had one of our podcasters can't get onto one of their platforms because she won't verify her age. So it's like evidence that they're getting ready to silence voices like myself and Hoodie and Onegs and all these others. If that's happening, how are you going to cope? Because one of the reasons you said you got through it is that you were listening to podcasts.
Yeah, social media, podcasters, all of that played a big part in keeping in touch with what I call the normal people. It'd be very isolating if the ones that I follow, I can no longer follow, get information from that doesn't come from Channel 10 or one of the big companies.
Because you said you got depressed. You must have been very depressed because the town is isolated anyway. So to be isolated even further than isolated town, how did you cope with that?
I went on a medication for about 2 months, which I didn't want to.
Wow.
And then after I came back to work, I got off that. But it was really depressing because everyone in my family was vaccinated. I had that pressure all the time, except for my two sons because they were under 18 at the time and I didn't want them vaxxed. It was very isolating. And when you couldn't go to the pub or you had to wear a mask to go shopping, when that was just making me sick anyway, it was really depressing.
And how did you go wearing a mask? Because going out in a small town, not doing something, we've met people, they got seriously attacked. There was one town in WA where the owner of the IGA was literally shoving old people out of the shop if they didn't take it. Did you suffer that here?
Yeah, similar. So I did refuse to wear a mask. I wore it the first day maybe, and then it did make me feel sick. I ran into a local policeman in the supermarket one day. He said, "Hayley, you're supposed to be wearing a mask." I asked, was I being illegal or unlawful? And he kind of just walked away from me. So if you have some idea, you're allowed to question the police and not do what they say. Because I'm not afraid anymore. Like before I was afraid and wouldn't stand up for myself, and now I realise that we've got more rights than we're told we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're realising that complying constantly doesn't get you
It
anywhere.
doesn't get you anywhere, it gets you worse off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And how are you going now, looking forward to this town? I mean, or even looking forward to the country and your kids are going into? What are your thoughts about the future, what we're heading into?
I'm a little bit afraid for my children. Like at the moment, I tell my kids not to have kids because the world's getting scarier and scarier. In another 20, 30 years, what's it going to be like? We've all got to have a sticker on our jacket when we go outside. Do we have to give DNA? Like, what's going to happen? It's just scary. We're packed into pens like sheep.
Even this town, though, has shrines to their forefathers who fought in the war for our freedom. Does this resonate with anyone?
It doesn't. It doesn't, because I see it like we're spitting on the memory of those veterans because they fought for our freedoms.
Yeah.
And now the government just go, oh no, that doesn't matter, you have to do this. So our forefathers that fought for us basically got shit on. That's how I see it.
Well, let's say another thing, just to show you, say the town's changed. Describe to me what it was like in the town, say, 15 years ago or 20, if you can remember that far back. What it was like here in the town and what it's like now, the differences.
So 15 to 20 years ago, it was very community minded, a lot of volunteers, the community was closer. Now it's like they're screaming out for volunteers, you can't get people to help in the community. It's like no one cares anymore except for themselves. And I know self-preservation, you put yourself first, but I find people a little bit greedier now and nastier.
And you quit the medication for this because it sounds like you might need it again.
Now I just meditate and smoke marijuana.
Has there been a lot of injuries or deaths in the town, or has the town survived that pretty well?
I recall one local guy, he had the two vaccines, and within 6 months he was passed away. He was only mid-50s, and his kids today say that's what killed him. That's what killed him.
And are they outraged? I mean, is there outrage in the town, or is it like everywhere else, everyone's just placid?
Only like a minority of people are outraged about it, but like everyone else is just compliant and won't do research. Like I'm told that I'm stupid because I'm unvaxxed, but then when I say to those people, have you been on the TGA website? Have you researched the science? Oh, no, the news said. Oh, well, you can keep believing that bullshit, but I'm not. Yeah.
You still have the farm?
Yes.
Well, can you go and live out there and stay there, or is the family taking you?
Yeah, no, I live out there with my mum. Yeah, we have a couple of houses out there.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's nice to be away from town.
I'm really sorry to hear that because I actually like the town. It's quite quirky. It's
It
like
is.
Broken Hill, and there's something here. But so basically, the decision made by the city and the unquestionable compliance of the people is seeing something being seriously eroded.
Yeah. I think city and country town's completely different, and they're applying their city rules to us.
Okay, last question. We're a few weeks out of Christmas. the first Christmas when Koshi came and said, don't invite your vaccinated, unvaccinated people to Christmas. What was Christmas like here in Coober Pedy?
My Christmas was pretty dismal. I had to sit on the veranda because my stepfather, he had emphysema. He had about 7 or 8 shots. But since that, he wasn't living because he just sat in the lounge room for 5 years after he got all the shots, worried that he was going to get COVID. So that wasn't living for him. But yeah, my first Christmas was I had to sit on the veranda because he was very paranoid about me not being juiced.
When did you die of COVID?
Never.
Have you actually had it?
I don't think so. I've had a cold once in the last 25 years. That's it.
Oh yeah, you sound terribly dangerous to me.
Yeah, Spitfire and stuff.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Anything that stood out in that time that's resonated with you as like, what a story that you haven't been able to share?
The only thing that really sticks out with me is when they said we had to get it, my body just went, no. Like my intuition, my gut, connection to God, I don't know what it was, but something said, you do not do this. Yeah.
And you listened.
And I listened.
And you're still here.
That's it. Probably wouldn't be here if I was juiced, I don't know. But I made the right choice, I think.
Yeah. So you don't regret not taking it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Thank you for speaking, and I wish you the best. It's gorgeous to meet you.
Thank you, Michael, you too, and thank you for everything you're doing.
No worries.
Chang bought a van and decked it out, showed us all had all he needed. Could park it anywhere, free as a bird. But when he flew, he found out fast that the great outdoors is a barbed wire fence. I'm not staying here when the shit goes south, and the shit seems to be already here. I've a backpack with all my needs. Trouble is, when I dream, all I find is that the great outdoors is a barbed wire fence. I'm sure my grandfather left freedom here, unless my eyes were open when I was born. But this world has left me blind. Is that right, Mother? Am I blind? I'm sure I smelled freedom once in the backwood forests of your eyes. How you said, hide with me, or how else will we ever live free? There's an exodus heading out of town. Their faces are up, but their eyes are down. There's a sun that seems to be shining upside down, and around and around, upside down, and around and around, upside down and around a bar